back to Free Media. I'm Robby Soave.
And I'm Amber Duke. CNN is taking heat for its recent interview of Mexican cartel members, and the interview is, of course, raising eyebrows, but not just because they interviewed the cartel, but because one cartel member actually expressed praise for, believe it or not, President Donald Trump. You have to see this.
According to the Trump administration, you are a terrorist. I mean, the cartels have been labeled a foreign terrorist organization. What do you make of that?
Está fea la situación, ¿verdad? Está fea la situación, pero pues de todos modos tenemos que comer.
What's your message to Donald Trump, if he's watching this?
Mis respetos, él tiene que según él, buscar lo mejor para los suyos. Pero el detalle es que ya están los consumidores, ¿no? Si no hubiera consumidores, pues...
So this is really interesting, and I saw a lot of people, I think rightfully, giving heat to the CNN reporter for asking the cartel members how they feel about being called bad guys.
I'm not sure I actually agree. I think it was an interesting interview. Now, that was just a clip from it, so I don't know if elsewhere she evinces more sympathy akin to like how the 60 Minutes reporter, when they were interviewing the German speech police, seemed like they were siding with them.
It did elicit an interesting response from the cartel member.
I thought that was journalistically very interesting. Yes, fascinating that the cartel member said, no, they're doing, Trump, his people are doing what makes sense given their incentives. We're doing what makes sense given ours, which is that there is tremendous profit in trafficking, whatever narcotics they're trafficking. I looked up that gang. It's a lot of cocaine that ends up, being laced with fentanyl. And many libertarians would respond to this by saying, well, one way to disempower the cartels would be to have more legal drugs, and then it wouldn't be profitable for terrorist groups to sell them and then lace them with a substance that kills you like instantly if you take way too much of it.
I wonder what you thought of his claim that he wouldn't be doing this if there weren't a demand for it.
Right. Well, I mean, if there's not money to be made in it, that's the anti-prohibition, or the prohibition creates black markets argument.
Let's think
I'm not asserting, I don't know for sure what would happen, but that's what the people on my side would argue.
So, I mean, the way I look at it is this. Yeah. I've certainly been in circumstances where I haven't had a lot of money, but I never went to the thought of I should join a gang and start selling drugs to pull myself out of my current circumstance, or I should hurt other people, or become a gang leader where I'm encouraging people to commit homicide in order to complete their gang initiation.
Mm-hmm.
I think, to me, this is very wishful thinking on behalf of these guys. They like to paint themselves as just people filling a demand and responding to a market, when really, no matter what the circumstances, they would probably be involved in bad behavior.
Well, maybe, but I think another counter-argument is that, so fentanyl is the problem. And really, people overdose on fentanyl almost entirely, how should I put it? They don't know that that's what they're taking, right? It's laced in the drugs they're taking. It's more like it's poisoning than anything else, like as if there was arsenic in this product, it would kill you. Whereas products that can be sold on the shelves are subject to additional FDA-style regulation that, if you pull a box of cornflakes off the store shelf, it's not going to have arsenic in it. It's not going to have fentanyl in it. It's not gonna have red dye in it anymore either.
Not anymore.
And so if you have things above board, you're less likely to run into harms from direct poisoning. I won't say that there wouldn't be other issues, or this won't magically solve the problem, but I know that that's what anti-drug prohibitionist arguments will be presented to say this is a unique problem by having a situation where something that is highly addictive and highly in demand, that we've tried to suppress as hard as we possibly can with as much money and police power, as forcefully as we possibly could. We still have drugs we can have drugs in prisons. We can't even keep drugs out of prisons. How are we gonna keep them out of our society at large? Our efforts to do that have made it tremendously profitable for these organizations to.
So I would respond to that by pointing to the opioid crisis, because this started with legalized opioid, right? This was people who were taking pain medication for severe injuries and became severely addicted, but their prescriptions never went up. And as you know, over time, your tolerance for the effects of these drugs increases pretty significantly. So a lot of people who started through a regulated, doctor-prescribed framework would then seek out either more of the drug or more potent versions of the drug that weren't allowable by law because their tolerances had increased and they felt like they had to get it somewhere else. So I'm not sure that the legalization would lead to the destruction of the black market argument really holds water if we've already seen that in practice.
I think that argument goes both ways, though, in terms of the opioids. I know the problems of the opioid crisis are significant and they are very well known and very well covered. I think we libertarians call attention to this. My colleague at Reason, Jacob Selm, has called attention to this. I think it's less frequently covered that now the fear of getting people addicted to opioids has triggered a backlash and made it so much less likely to be prescribed, such that people in medical situations I know people have gone through experiences like this, are just in crippling, horrific pain, and the doctors are so unwilling to give them pain medicine for fear of, you know what I mean? You can go too far either way, and it can be a big problem. All I can say to that is I hope I would support the legalization of other less addictive drugs that have maybe some track record of dealing with people's pain. But it's a hard subject. I don't think there are easy answers, but affecting our society very much.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching Free Media this week. We'll be back next week. Please leave us a comment. Let us know how we're doing, and we'll talk to you later.